Welcome back to another live stream. Please share, subscribe, hit that like button for me, and let's get to this. What will be the end of the war? President Trump, UN speech. Your country are going to hell. In a 40-minute speech, the U.S. President Donald Trump speaks during the United Nations General Assembly at the United Nations headquarters on September 23rd, 2025. Now, Washington, President Donald Trump harshly criticized fellow world leaders Tuesday at the United Nations General Assembly days after key allies of the United States recognized the Palestinian states and as NATO vowed to defend Europe. Recent Russians air incursions during his nearly hour-long address at the annual meetings in New York City. President Donald Trump briefly brushed on the Israel-Hamas wars and his frustration with the Russian President Vladimir Putin. But the U.S. president focused much of his attentions on the double-tailed monster of immigrations and energy that he says will cause Europe to fail. Your country are going to hell, Trump says, later adding, I am really good at predicting things. Now, you see, Trump is a dictator. See, America, she's the number one bulldozer, an arrogant people. Trump, back when he was running in 2016, he said some rough things to his generals. He said, we're going to go in Iran and we're going to shape up things. We're going to just go over there and take the oil. See, that's the talk of a beast. So it says, I'm telling you that if you don't get away from the green energy scam, your country is going to hell, Trump says. And if you don't stop people that you are never seen before, that you have nothing in common with your countries, is going to hell, Trump continued. See, America can no longer exercise the power she once had in the Middle East. So Trump says, and the U.S. stands ready to provide any country with abundance, affordable energy supplies if you need them, but most of you do. And significantly encourage the purchase of U.S. oil and gas. The president attack, according to reports, comeback climate change, namely the Paris Climate Accord, impacted the overwhelming accepting scientists as the greatest con job ever penetrate on the world, in my opinions. Trump attacks the UN as a body numerous times throughout his speech, including of what he claimed was a false tail escalator on Tuesday. Now, Trump is saying that he's very disappointed with the president leader, Vladimir Putin. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, what will be the end of this war, you see? Because many of you may think that if America can end her war in Asia, see, this will bring peace and prosperity to the people of America. But I want to say to you, perhaps someday there may be a lull in a war, but not now. Now, if America and Asia can find a way to bring about peace of the war between each other, this does not mean that peace and prosperity is assured. Now, at this time, now keep in mind, there's still this Cold War between America and Russia and other parts of Europe to be reckoned with. See, Europe will become a direct spot when America leave Asia. It is true, as the prophet had predicted, that America must come out of Asia or be thrown out. Why you think Trump is having difficulties with the president Vladimir Putin on negotiate? They can't negotiate anything. See, I'm saying this to y'all. When it comes to friends, friendship is speeding her doom. Now, we see when it comes to each America and Russia, the two most powerful war factors of the world, seeking to maintain the rule over nations of Earth, even to conquer outer space. But this will not last long in a travel investigation into space. Allah God is permitting them to peep into his great unequal creation of power and might, the heaven and earth. The Holy Quran teaches us that when Allah God gets ready to destroy people, he opens the doors of heaven to them. So he gives them a peep into his great wisdom and secret. But this does not mean that this adds power to enemy to be able to war against the Creator. The reason for all of this is due to the fact that Allah God is setting up a kingdom of the righteous, justice, and equality. Black brothers do not look for high-paying jobs. Draw on a big roll of money at the war, unless it is with the help of Allah God. You prepare this for yourself, which I advise you to do. The most dreadful divine judgment that have ever been witnessed by men are now coming on America. See, America is a divine target because she could have bettered herself in the divine eyes of Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever. But white America did not and will not better herself, as we see, as it is written and prophesied concerning ancient Babylon and Egypt, who have healed Babylon, but she is not healed, because she was not willing to do justice by her captive Jews from Jerusalem. So we see it was with Pharaoh, while Allah Jehovah went after Egypt. We see the Bible, Exodus, Pharaoh refused to give justice to Israel and made war against Allah Jehovah and his prophet Moses to prevent Israel from going free of Pharaoh's enslavement of them. The war, America cannot win the victory. See, it is impossible for America to be the victors in this universal war, because we see of a divine intervention against her. Although she have enough deadly materials, manufacturers try to win. Now, can she win against Allah God? She can boast today of the materials and be able to destroy the people of Earth 30 times. If she was left free to use the materials, maybe America could win. But the divine die was set against her long before she ever became America. She can try and boast of our dear mind to deceive her black slave, but she will deceive herself. And now, America is made manifest by Almighty God in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, that she is a total deadly enemy against her one slave. For many years, I have written that America's greatest sin is the evil done to a black slave. Allah God tends to repay her for what she had done. For many years, I have written that America's greatest sin is the evil done to a black slave. Allah God tends to repay her. She deceived the black slave, right? We see at the point of total destruction. She tried to rule the so-called nigger in, we see with false promises, by offering high political jobs to keep him from turning his attention to self and kind. The black politician could and should use his political knowledge to benefit self and kind. White America isolate the messenger of God from their minds with these false promises and make them to hate the messenger of God and to work against him, although the messenger of God is working for the interests of the black slaves. We see the eyes and ears of Allah God are open, looking and listening to the actions. It's not necessary for Allah God to use mechanical devices. Allah God is physically will, and he has real physical eyes and ears. He's capable of seeing and hearing everything we do and say. He has power to defeat us in our plans, which are against his plans. The American slaveholders want to deceive the so-called into believing that Allah God is not paying attention to them. The white man wants them to believe that he is the God that they should pay attention to. I warn my people who believe an idea that the white man is the God that they should pay attention to. You will come up, they're losers. Allah God has backed me up and the work he has given me to do. The work he has given me to do and for your own black starvation. If you think that you have starvation with the white man, then go ahead with him. I'm not here to force you against your own will, but I want you to know if you are looking to white America for your starvation, you are headed with them to your and their destruction. There is no hope for America to win the war. There is no hope for the black man and the future of America. For America have no future for itself, she will not be able to win the war. The scholars and the scientists know that America cannot win. It's not just I alone saying this. The scholars and scientists will tell us America cannot win, and we know by divine prophecy that America cannot win. And we know by a divine prophecy that's taking place, we know America cannot win against Almighty God. Just look at what's going on with America. Storms after storms. Do you think she can get away with fighting Almighty God? No wonder it been a year without far. God been pledging America with his divine plague of storms. Now, the scientists and scholars will tell us America cannot win. And we know by divine prophecy that America cannot win. If it was just Russia, China, Vietnam, and Korea, using their judgment on how best to destroy each other, maybe America could win. For she have as much as they have in war materials and scientific preparation. America is capable of going out of the atmosphere of the earth and to fight them from there. But she would not be able to go out of the atmosphere of the earth and destroy the black man of the earth. It is only a mistake that one should believe in America's ability to build a race station in the air on the moon, but she will not be able to use it against us. Divine plans is set to destroy her. We have many things out there in space that can be brought into actions against America or any other nation today. For Allah is the greatest. Now, the mother planes. Now, I've been talking to y'all of what's approaching. The mother plane was made to destroy this world. And I can bear witness of what the evil we see with these people. Now, the mother planes was made to destroy this present world of evil we see, and to show the wisdom and mighty powers of the God who came to destroy an old world and set up a new world. To the nature of a new world is righteousness. To the nature of a new world cannot be righteousness as long as unrighteousness is in its midst. See, I say this, they want to speed the process up. Whenever the scientists say the earth is speeding up, there's no, a revelation is being fulfilled. Now, the mother plane, the scientists knows that this is not a plane to be played with now. Now, when they come visit this earth, there's nothing they can do. There's nothing that NASA and CERN can do. Their technology is so advanced that they want to wipe us and wipe out humanity. You're about to see where they are here. And you're about to see why they are here, to destroy a present world, to bring us home. It talks about the alien champion, talking about it will take 12,000 inhabitants and send them into another habitant world. Now, you might not want to believe it. But see, the same type of plane was used by the original God to put up mountains on this planet. Now, Allah God, who came in person, Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, is wiser than any God before him, as the Bible and Holy Quran teach us. He taught me that this plane will be used to raise mountains on this planet Earth. The mountains that he will put on this earth will not be very high. That he will put on this earth will raise these mountains to a height of 1 mile over the United States of America. This reminds us of the prophet prediction of this time of destruction of the old world and the bringing in of a new world. Behold, the Lord, makes the earth empty and makes it waste and turn it upside down and scatter abroad the inhabitants thereof. See the Bible Isaiah 24, verse 1. There are plains in various nations today, but this is the mother of them all. Why should God make such a sign of his power to destroy a nation? Because we see this is the final destruction of that people who have opposed God and his purpose and aim for justice and righteousness. Now, Christians believe that a rapture is going to come. I'll tell y'all, whether they want to believe it or not, but if you just look how things is at play, things is boiling up, and it's going to boil to the last dread. So just a matter of time when we see things start ticking. See, when it comes to a right race, see, the right race is not a people who was made righteous and then turned to unrighteousness. See, they was made unrighteous by the false God who made them. See, Allah God who came in the person of Master Flah Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, taught me that this plane is capable of reaching a height of 40 miles above the earth. Now, his words could have been a sign, meaning 40 years, in which this plane will go into actions, and that referring actually to 40 miles. Now, Allah God does not speak one word that does not have a meaning. Every word that he speaks has a meaning to it. Now, the mother plane, according to what has been described of by the devil scientists, is capable of staying up for a long period of time. But it's also capable of confusing the scientists now, confusing NASA and CERN, excuse me. You see how fast they was here. They come at a rapid pace, speed. When it was in the solar, they didn't even know that they was already here. And see, I want to say to you, brothers and sisters, see, they want to attack it and destroy it. Trump says, shoot them down. So listen to this. They want to attack it and destroy it. But if a plane did get close enough to attempt to carry out this purpose, it will be destroyed instead. See, I'm going to say this. Y'all already seen they had image. Y'all already heard that they trying to launch a fireball missile, and it just bounced. And it brought with it 3 different orbs. Now, the white man should know, and he should learn that this is not a plane to be played with, because planes come out of the mother planes. We see in the 1930s, the Canadian newspapers reported that they saw the wheel, mother plane, and came down out of the skies. See, they meant that it looked like a great city now, and that something came down from it and appears to be a tube, but that tube-like thing went back up again. Now, they appears to say that it looks like a great city. Now, God is bringing in a new Jerusalem. See, inside this mother plane have class, y'all. They have different classes, y'all. See, when Jesus says, I will bring many rooms many mansions. See, this plane has different classes. If he's not bringing in a new Jerusalem, so during the 1930s, the Canadian newspaper reported seeing the mother plane. Now they said it came down out of the skies. They admit that it looked like a great city, and that something came down from it. It appears to be a tube, but that tube-like thing went back up again. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all about this tube, because I seen a tube, y'all, that came down from the mothership. This is how I know that the mothership was, you know what I mean, was a vision that God showed me through my incarceration. It was a tube, it was protected. It had like a light bulb protected and a glass shield. And this tube-like thing went inside my cell. And it went inside me for approximately 7-10 minutes. Now, I'm not panicking. I'm not getting off the top of my bunk to hit that intercom. But I'm going to tell y'all something. Approximately 7 to 10 minutes, this tube-like thing came out of me. I got to see an orb. Y'all got to pay attention. This orb shape was so bright, and I kind of lost my sight. And this orb came and shot out the window where it came in. And I noticed when it shot out my cell, it transformed into I want to say, a diamond shape, probably a size of 9 football fields. And I want to tell you what I have witnessed on the left-hand side. When I seen it was a scroll that was rolled down, God was showing me on that left-hand side was nothing but hell, fire, tsunami waves, earthquake. On the right-hand side was a new earth to come. Nothing but vegetation, all fine animals. And once the scroll was rolled up, it was extending. And once it got to a distance, I noticed that this was none other than a mother plane. Now, in 1947, you had the Roswell. They witnessed seeing the mother plane. And they reported seeing the mother plane. Now, government is keeping this thing a secret. But I want to say what Allah God had taught me. Allah God, who have come, to whom praise are due forever, have taught me that after 6 months, the mother plane will go into gravity of this earth. And it takes on oxygen and hydrogen in order to prevent it to stay out of the earth's gravity until it needs refueling again. Now, Ezekiel prophesies of the will. Now, Ezekiel saw in the mother plane and a vision. According to the Bible, he looks up and saw this plane in Ezekiel 1:16. And he called it a will. because it was made like a will. A plane that is will shaped can turn in any direction at any time. He admitted that the plane was so high that it looks dreadful, and he cried out, "Oh will." Ezekiel chapter 10, verse 13. Ezekiel saw great works going on in the will, and four living creatures, and a work was as it were a will in the middle of a will. Ezekiel 1:16. And when the living creatures went, the will went with them. And when the living creatures was lifted up, the earth was lifted up. In Ezekiel 1:19. The power of the lifting up of the four creatures was in the will. The four creatures represents the four colors of the original people of this earth. There are five great powers we see of the nation of this earth. These five great powers we see are the black, brown, yellow, red, and white are the four original powers. The red is not an equal power. The vision shows the four creatures being lifted up from the earth. And when the will was lifted up, they was lifted up. And when the will stood, they stood. This means that they waited upon the movement of the will. Now in Ezekiel's vision concerning the will, he says that he heard the voice of one tell the others to take hold of fire and to scatter it over the cities. This means bombs. It can mean fire too. However, the plan is to drop bombs, which will ultimately be timed to bore quickly to a position of 1 mile below the surface of the earth, where they are timed it to explore. Allah God has taught me that these bombs are not to be dropped into the water. They are to be dropped only on the cities. It will be the work of the will. The will is the power of the four creatures, namely the four colors: the black man, the black, brown, yellow, and red. The red Indians is the benefit also for the judgment of the world. You must remember that God comes to separate from the righteous that which is hindering the righteous from making progress, and to destroy the effect of the poison of that which has opposed the righteous. The effect of the poison will be fully destroyed at the destruction of the source of the poison which has poisoned the righteous. It is like one being bitten by a rattlesnake. Quickly, medication is administered in order to minimize the effect of the poison upon flesh and blood until a complete cure is effected and the patient is well again. It is useless to try to ignore Ezekiel's vision of the will, for the make and destructive works of the will was foretold before it came to pass. The disbelievers believe that which he see present, and not that which is prophesied to come. That is why he is the losers and take the course to hell, because he disbelieves in that which is prophesied to come about on a particular day. This is what the enemy is trying to do today with the black man. It is fascinating him with sport and play and the doing of evil to keep him from going to the God who is present. You never thought the days will come when you will see your wife, mother, or old gray-haired woman walking down the streets today have knew a few years ago they would not have dared to come out into the public like that. But now they do so because the devil has put his approval on this kind of entire. They desire to please the devil They do whatever the devil bid them to do. The desire to take the black man with him to his doom. So the devil, we see, his desire is to take this black man with him to his doom. Now, let us not classify the prophets as liars and ignore their prophecy, for we may cause ourselves destruction through belief in the devil instead of the belief of God. There is no equal in the mother plane. This is the reason why she is called the mother plains. The mother plane is made for the purpose of destroying the present world. She has no equal. Do not be surprised, my brothers and sisters, at the maker of this plane, since it's from God who made the universe a floating planet and stars which are supported only by the power of Allah and the rotations and their orbits. Allah God, who came in the person of Master Falah Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, taught me that the mother plane is a little human-made planet. It's not simple for Allah God to make a new planet if He wants to. The mother plane is capable of staying up for a long period of time. See, the mother plane is capable of staying out of the Earth's gravity for a whole year. She is capable of producing her own oxygen and hydrogen as any other planet able to do. The mother plane carrying the same type of bonds on her black scientists dropped on the planet Earth to bring up mountains out of the earth after the planet Earth was created. The knowledge we see how to do this have not been given to the world, right race, nor will they ever get this kind of knowledge.
They're a joke. They don't work. They're too expensive. They're not strong enough to fire up the plants that you need to make your country great. The wind doesn't blow. Those big windmills are so pathetic and so bad.
Well, I'm doing
So
live
expensive to
I'm
operate.
again right now, court live.
And they have to be
Thank you,
rebuilt
I
all the
appreciate it.
time.
I'm
They
praying
start
for
to
you.
rust and rot. Most expensive energy ever conceived. It's actually energy. You're supposed to make money with energy, not lose money.
We see the knowledge of how to do this have not been given to the world right race, nor will they ever get this kind of knowledge. We see the knowledge of the world is limited if the devil would get this kind of knowledge. If the devil would get this kind of knowledge, we could just say that we are goers, my brothers. However, they are not able to attain this kind of knowledge. What does a 6-day old baby we see right race look like trying to complete with this 6-year-old black child? For the 6-year-old child to run all out in the yard and play, he eats solid food. The power of the 6-year-old day baby is limited. The knowledge and power of this world right race is limited. The world of the white man was made for what he has found and what he has seen and learned from the work of the original black man. The white race is far from being able to equal the power and wisdom of original black man. The mother plane and her work we see is a display of the power of the mightiest God, Master Falah Muhammad, to whom praise we see are due forever. Master Falah Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, is the mightiest and the best knower. He is the mightiest of them all. Oh, will we see of the prophet Ezekiel prophesies. She was so high up in the sky that she looks dreadful. She is capable of staying away from you who plans the destruction of her. She is capable of confusing you who try to reach her with your means of destruction. There are scientists we see on the mother planes who knows what you are thinking about before the thought materialized Holy Quran, Surah 60. Therefore, it is impossible to try to attack the mother plane. See, she can attack you, but you cannot attack her. Now, why would they want to attack something that is not fighting back? Just think about it. They show an image of a fireball of a missile hitting a mother plane. and it bounced. It just bounced. The bullet had bounced off from this object that they claiming, but it's none other than a mother plane. But it bounced off, and it brought 3 other orbs. Now, I say this to you. They're going to war with something that they telling you they don't know what it is. They're going to war with something that is so powerful. If it wants to come here to decide to take humanity, I mean, we don't have a chance. We do not have a chance. And see, when it comes to the mother planes, it can hide behind other stars and make herself invisible to the eye because she does not have to wait on her power from the earth. She can produce her own powers and go wherever she desired to go in space. See, this is why I say God used the power and force of his nature. See, the mother plane, I want to say, is not like their little bullets or cameras, which are powered by their limited powers. The Bible prophesies that today Allah God wished to make known to us that he is God. And he wished to be respected as the supreme God. He wished all life in the universe to know that he is the greatest. Now, the Muslim recognized Allah God to be the greatest. He always repeat, you are the greatest. There is none deserve to be served or worshipped besides you. Almighty will, I repeat, that there's plenty to make of this mother plane. There is much to the course operation of a work. Space here in this book is limited, but Allah God has taught me concerning the mother plane can be put back into forms. O will make to rock the earth and to heave up mountains upon the earth. O will destroy a nation. Now, no wonder the prophet Isaiah had prophesied that the earth shall read to and fro like a jungle. The Bible, Isaiah 24:20. Let us not remember that this mother plane have come, and let us seek refuge in him from this destructive works to come, from this mother plane. Now we see the decision, the Holy Quran, Surah 78, verse 2, of a tremendous announcement, the day a decision we are now living in, and the time in which we must decide on what shall we do. It is very important that we arrive at a solution, come to define agreement. See, it's the black people of America are holding back their decision. Why are we holding back the decision? Because you think that you have it on here. You think that you can still do the same things that people have been doing in the past. Knows people, likes people. And most people was the losers. See, people think that as they've been here in America, they can continue to be an alcoholic, be a dope head, all that. And see, the sad thing is, their mind is set on this world. See, that God is their stomach, their mind is set on this present world. And see, while our mind is set on our Savior, their mind is set on a present world that's passing. You cannot teach them right from wrong. You cannot show them. You gotta just let them live. You know what I mean? Let them indulge in their sins. It's nothing we can do as saints of God. People gonna hate you for what you're doing. People don't want to be saved. They fighting a mentally illness. I'm fighting with family every day, no matter what I do good. If I get up, serve the Lord. It's the devil here in this world so busy. It's the children of Satan battling the saints of God. Keep in mind, we are dealing. If you got families here, see, this is why Jesus says when people was coming to him, his disciples, one disciple says, your mother, your brother and sister are outside waiting on you. Then Jesus come back and said, who are my mother, my brother, and my sister? Those that do the work of God are my mother, brother, and sister. Saints of God, children of God, we are being attacked. We are being, I get attacked, you know what I mean, by my own mother. I don't do nothing but get up and serve the Lord and pray for my family. My family today are dealing with drug, alcohol, and they think they can live, do 50, 60 years of doing what they're doing today, man. And they hate me because I'm not of the world. I'm not of what they do in this world. I don't live for the world. People live for the world. Like they need people. I say this, we are being attacked. And see, the enemy don't have to be a real devil. The enemy can be within your household. It could be your mother, father, brother, sister, wife, husband, children. Many times they are in the household, man. And I gotta just be straight up. We being attacked. If these ain't the last days, we being attacked. I can't help it. I can't make nobody drink if they don't want to drink. So you can bring the horse out. And you can bring them all into the fountain, but you can't make him drink if he don't want to drink. Now, no matter how long I've been sitting at this table, I've been sitting at this table 10 years, you would think someone would get themselves right. Hearing the word of God, exercising it, doing what they need to do so they can straighten up their self. See, I'm not the fault, but it's like I'm being hit. I'm being picked on. And if you're a servant of God, I'm telling you, if you're a servant, if you're a saint, oh yeah, we being tried, y'all. We being tried. See, this is a day of decision. The day of decision comes when we see we are now living in a time in which we must decide on what shall we do. See, it's very important that we arrive at a solution, come to find agreement. See, you black men of America are holding back your decision. You are waiting because of the people who have brought this day of decision to us by the way of rules. The way of rule is in a way of injustice. Now God, the justice before us, and we must decide upon whether or not we accept a change of rulers or remain under the present rule that is passing from the scenes. We must decide right in order to relieve the people oppression of injustice. Now, let our decision be for the benefits of our present and our future generations. We have no objection to that person who make up his mind to remain in what he's already in. However, this announcement of great importance is laid before you and me, so that we may come to some kind of decision or agreement of what shall we do about the truth of this announcement. See, this announcement is the truth is asking us to decide whether or not we are going to accept the truth. or remain in falsehood. It is called the day of decision. Decide this day which God you shall serve. The God of freedom, justice, or equality, or the same old wicked God who God here to bring an end to. Now we see when it comes to the wicked, rulers veil the eyes of the people with falsehood, so that the people may take falsehood for truth and falsehood for truth. So this is what the Bible and Holy Quran teach us. Now we see all of the important announcements made by the prophet from Moses to the present day. The enemy of truth had deceived the people we see and made the people think that they would listen to falsehood. They made the people think that the prophet and his God was too weak to prevail over falsehood with truth. What is said here in his writing is directed to the black man in America, who is the real one who must decide on whether or not to remain in what he is already in, or accept a better world that is ruled by the God of freedom, justice, and equality. And see, black people, when it comes to us, we are nothing but a small family. We curse, we got so much hate, and it ain't funny anymore, man. This is a day that you don't even want to be around people. You can't trust people. This is a time that you got to be so close in your relationship with God. There are a lot of people made agreement with death, hell, made agreement with this world, man. I'm not going along with that. I don't belong in this world. This is why Jesus says, man, keep in mind the hatred of this world, man. The hatred of this world is so real, y'all. It's so real. Just look around you. You ain't gonna even want to go outside no more, man. No one know how to say good morning, hello. We live in a world of madness, y'all. This is madness. That's why Jesus explained the hatred of the world. Keep in mind, the world will hate you even as they hated me. Society. Let's look at the society today, man. Now, black brothers and black sisters, I want you to know that you are in a pitiful conditions here in this day in which this announcement is being made to you to make up your mind about what you are going to do. In plain words, I wish to write here and tell you that you do not have a long time in which to decide on what you want to do. See, thinking that you have a long time to decide is a mistake that people will make in the past. Noah's people, Lot's people, was the loser for ignoring the announcement for these worthy prophets. They waited for they thought that what they had was going to continue to be. See, we here in America do not have to wait and see. For America is falling up under divine chastisement and destruction taking place before your and my eyes. Also, the Bible and Holy Quran prophesies of these days and what is going on. These days are the days of Allah God against this wicked. To see more may mean the end of your life and my life, as it was with the people in Noah and Lot's, who waited to see more. They could not come to a decisive agreement. They waited, and maybe you too will wait. To wait for the truth to be fulfilled means that we will suffer these consequences of the truth for not accepting this truth. The day of decision. As there was opponents of the prophet in the past, we have opponents of the prophets in these modern times. And with all of the warning that was given before these days, we can make our decision so easily. So remember, people of Noah had no prophets nor scriptures before Noah. Again, remember that even as late as the time of Moses, the people of Moses, the Israelites, had no previously scriptures before Moses. You black brothers are better off. See, you have all of the scriptures that was given to the prophets throughout this whole 6,000 years of this white man. on the planet Earth. And then you will be so foolish as to lay and make this decision until you see something happen. As Holy Quran and Bible teaches, until you see the angels come in the cloud of heaven, or you make up your mind. But still, you probably will reject that. Surely not will come in the cloud of heaven. But as the Holy Quran teaches, see, it will not be a good day for you who have waited for such time. And when the angels come in the cloud of heaven, they will not be coming to do anything like preaching or giving you further knowledge. See, when the angels come, they will be prophesizing that on the day of judgment, that the angels will come to execute this judgment on you for not believing and to save those who believe. We see the preachers, the messengers, is the first to be judged. Then the angels come to execute judgment on those who did not believe the message. The angels we see in the time of Lot are a good warning to you today. Those people was lost. Angels came to execute judgment on opponents and disbelievers of Lot in the city of the plain where he was living. See, the day a decision only means the resurrection and judgment of the present world. As Jesus prophesied as it was in the days we see of Noah, Abraham, Lot, so will it be today. There was eating and drinking and having a good time, as they call it. But it's not a good time. It's a wicked time. You see, it's not a good time we're living in. It's a wicked time. It's a depression time. It's a stressful time. It's a people that don't have faith in God, man. You gotta leave people alone. You gotta start leaving. In these times we living in, you gotta leave people where they're at. If they don't have the Most High, if they not with us, they don't belong with us. You gotta leave people where they're at, man. These are times, man, we can't save everyone, man. You know, test the spirit to see where they are from God. Because you see many false prophets. You see the children of Satan. The children of Satan is busy, man. They're on a assignment, man. They here to mess with God's people, man. See, let's go to the day of decision. The day of decision, you have a decision. Thinking you have long, we see, will be the greatest mistake people going to make. We see the days of Noah. Jesus gave a prophecy in the 24th chapter of Matthew, 38, 39. People was eating, marrying, drinking, partying. That's what people going to go about. So all of a sudden, hell on this earth is going to fold. Now, the day of decision only means the resurrection, a judgment of the present world. And Jesus prophesied as it was, we see in the days of Noah, Abraham and Lot, so would it be today. There was eating, drinking, having a good time, as they call it. But this is not a good time, we see. It's a terrible time. See, we see the history teach us that by waiting, there was the losers. But yet, it will be the same today. It's the same for what's going on now. You are rejecting this truth, and you are accepting this falsehood instead. See, naturally, the enemy of truth is angry, but the bearers of truth, because by nature, the enemy was not truth. He was made of falsehood. But again, the Bible teach us that whosoever believe the same shall be saved. This is truth, whether he is white or black. If a white man, woman, boy, or girl believe, even though by nature they are not the real righteous, their faith will get them out of hell that Allah God threatened this world with. And the time will be prolonged. I'm sure that you know this. They also know this. We see a remnant of them will escape if they had the faith in Allah God and His religion of Islam. And Jesus prophesies in the Bible that even though enemy give one of his least one, the believer, a drink of water, and that being an act of goodness, God will not deprive that act of goodness of its reward. Make up your mind. Come to a right decision. I warn you. Now, when shall you see all things? Jesus prophesies that we see fulfillment of prophecies of times, then we shall know by such acts of people, strange actions that we had never witnessed before coming on by the people, know that the end is near, even at the door. So Jesus says strange actions. Are you seeing strange action happen? You can just go outside and look at side and see weathers change, animals change. See, these are strange times. Jesus prophesies that parents will be against their children will be against parents. And the enemy, see, the enemy don't have to necessarily be a real devil. It could be your own family members. It can be within your household, man. See, this is a dangerous time that we as believers, man, we gotta guard, man. We gotta guard our crown, man. We gotta guard. We gotta be at guard at all times, man. There's children of God, there's children of Satan, man. I can't lead my family into God, man. I'm about my family every day. I had to get on my knees every day and pray. I had to get to studying every day, even though they might not like it, even though they might not think it's good. You got to pray for these people, man. You got to pray, man. You got families that's against you. You got to pray for them, man. Pray for them. Pray for them. You know, the sad thing, Jesus was this. He got to a point he didn't want to pray for the world no more. If it's going to get to a point that if the prayer is not going to help them, stop praying for them. Because if the prayer is not getting to them to help them, you just got to give up on people, man. I don't care who it is. You want see when you get right with God and you get in alignment with God, just think about it. Look around. How many people gonna be on your side when you trying to change your life for the better? You'll see the real. You'll see who your friend. You'll see who's on your corner. When the going gets tough, I'm telling y'all, man. The going getting tough, man. This is what Jesus was prophesizing. Strange actions that we had never witnessed, we see before is carried on by the people. Know that the end is near, even at the door. The Bible prophesied, you see in Daniel and Matthew, saying that it's a time that man had never seen before. And man will never see such time again after this time. Strange happening. The prophecy Jesus says that parents will be against their children and children will be against parents. Do you see these themes being fulfilled today? Right in our eyes. Not only are parents against children, we see children are against parents. Parents are murdering their children. Children are murdering their parents. In some families, the parents kill their children. And children kill their parents. Then the children commit suicide themselves. See, this is going on today in this old USA, where the gospel of Jesus is preached every hour in a day somewhere in the land. In this time in which we are living, there is no respect for dignity. The president leaving the country to travel far to meet with rulers of foreign countries to discuss the strange things that are happening, strange things that were happening between nations. The beautiful and rich country of America, the which we see many of Europe and Asia seeking refuge in this country as the prophecies is now coming into fulfillment. You see, in these days and times, everyone will begin to go away from America instead of coming to America. So we see as Revelation revealed, the Bible teach us and these prophecies that they will stand afar off and see the fire of America burning for fear of it, and they will lift up their hands and their voices. America trades we see will be cut off, and all of her delicious or delicate things that she used to have in trades, it is all gone. We see it. 1 hour, one day, it came to pass here in the rest. We see the most wicked people who ever lived on earth are in the rest now. As the Bible teaches us, that God says that to him this is like Solomon and Gomorrah. He allowed God did say that the wickedness, the days we see of Noah and his people, the Lot and his people, the Sodomites was no more than the child play compared to this wickedness of today. For they are highly educated, they are scientists at making wickedness for themselves. See day and night, up and down the streets, we see people are killing, murdering each other. We do not know very much about what is going on in Europe, but we do see it right here in the city of Chicago, Illinois. The radio and television announced to the public that we see murdering, killing are taking place continually. When shall you see all these things? Today there is disrespect of one another. We see mother and her daughters are walking the streets in shame to the public of decent-minded people. They are throwing their clothes aside from their bodies, trying to keep nothing covered but their shame, and some barely cover their shame. We see as it was in the days of Noah and Lot, so shall it be, we see, in the coming of the Son of Man. The Son of Man comes to judge man and mankind. We see the days have come. As Daniel prophesies, we see in Daniel 9:26 and 27, until the end of the war, desolation are determined. And for the overspreading of abomination, he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. Now just think over, at the end of the war, desolation, so that putting end to the hope of those who expect to see a great boost of prosperity after the war. We see in the days of Noah, children of the Sodomites came out happy that morning, and that was the end. They saw a cloud making up. They just considered that it was a regular rain cloud, but that was the end. In the Bible prophecy of Jesus, Matthew 24:38, whereas in the days that was before the flood, there was eating, drinking, marrying, partying, and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. They knew not until the flood came and took them all away. We see in the time of Noah, and the people of Noah was having parties, as you are doing today. And we see that day was the end. In the days of Noah, the people of Noah was having party as you do today, and that day was the end. In the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, they were so wicked, we see, that they was willing to go to war with the angels in the house of Lot. Now I'm telling you how wicked this world is, how tense things is, y'all. Look, we're in a time, y'all, that surely man is lost. We're in a time that surely people's lost. We came this far. Listen to all the lies we heard, lies that was told. Look, reception times is coming, y'all, if it's not here. And the sad thing is, y'all, we come into a time that you don't even want to Look around the world, society. You're gonna be careful who you want to talk to, deal with. Gonna be some stressful people, man. People don't know how to be humble. Ain't gonna have no faith in the time. That's why Jesus said, if you only have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can just tell to this mountain, go throw himself into the river. But I tell y'all this, man. Time that we live in a society world, people gonna go about not having faith, man. We see depression, the anxiety, mental breakdown, mental disorders. That's why God says, cast all your anxieties on him, because he's saying he cares for you. And be alert, because the enemy, the devil, he prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking who he can devour. Now, I'm saying he's here to cause this conflict. You see how they sabotaging people? Look at this madness, man. Everybody against each other, man. Our people curse, man. We curse that we don't come into time. See, the resurrection is a time that we will rise into our mental death. So you got to realize who God is. Name the devil from the beast that he was. Like Joseph was in the land of slavery. Once you were a slave. Now, we see it when it comes to the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, they were so wicked that they was willing to go to war with the angels in the house of locks. The Sodomites attacked the angels of God, who had power to destroy the Sodomites almost instantly. The Sodomites warned that they had been watching the angel visiting the house of Lot. A terrible time is gradually upon us. A time so terrible until we'll make children gravehead. The Holy Quran teach us. The Bible teaches us that it will be a time never witnessed by man. And there will be in such time in hereafter. It's a great time, day and night. Storms are coming in the country. It's storming day and night. Now, for all those people that was mocking, people that was talking about the rapture and things like that, now we can't predict time because Jesus couldn't even tell you the time. Only God knows the time. But we can see a build-up. We got a build-up that anything can light the spark. So, I'm telling you guys to say this to you guys. One storm is coming one after another, y'all. Because it been a year we seen that had been thou far, that had been a year that God had been pledging America by his divine pledge of storms. Now, when it comes to the Holy Quran prophesying a disasters, see, one after another. This we are witnessing with our own eyes. O America, where shall you flee? Now the Holy Quran teach us, black men, to take refuge in Allah. See, today people just want to laugh at you if you invite them to do righteousness. See, they make mock of you doing right. So did the people we see of Noah and Lot, as it was said, so beautiful in Jesus' prophecy, so shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man. When shall you see all things that now you see knows that is here? We are living in the end. my black people. I said, fly to Allah, God for refuge, and come follow me. So I may look weak, but through me, you'll find refuge in Allah, God. See, the judgment is near, and everywhere that we may look, and everything that we can think about marks the end of this world. There was never a time we see in the history of the United States of America that the president goes out to try to visit the heads of all the nations that seem to be somewhat his equal. Today, he's like a criminal who have committed a crime. He hoped for mercy from those who had committed the crime against. We cannot escape our doom when it comes to teaching of the Holy Quran and the Bible. They show no mercy at all to the black slave. They treated the black slave, we see, worse than any human being has ever been treated. They continue to do so in the face of divine judgment. Now, this reminds us of a parable of the rich man and the poor man. As long as the rich man enjoys luxury, he cares nothing about luxury for his slave, Lazarus. Then at last, the rich man falls into poverty. He is unable to get help, even from himself. And the Bible says, of this poor black slave, that none helped them. Now we see the rich man gets in his place of his one slave. The rich man can witness how it feels to be a very poor man. The parable says, at last the rich man dies, and hell, he lifted up his eyes. He saw a slave and a blossom Abraham in the heaven that the slave had been promised that he would get into. It was such a beautiful heaven that the poor slave was lost around him. The rich man cried out to his slave to share hell with him, and he asked the slave to bring him a drop of water in hell. And he knew that if the slave tried to get to hell with a drop of water, the slave would never get to heaven. Now we see the rich man will be happy if he receive a drop of water to ease his pain and torment. If the slave could not come to him with a drop of water and go to some of this rich man's brethren, whom the rich man knew he was bound to get a taste of the same hell that the rich man was in. The rich man said, Father Abraham, if you will not let Lazarus come to me, then send him to my brothers. In words to say, they are bound to get hell too. So I said to you, the time is not far off. See, this parable is now in the working. Now I said